All right, hey everyone. This is Tarot Talk 3. This is a live video. I'm going to be just sharing it real quick off my other laptop, and as soon as people start coming in, then I'm going to be starting with the live readings, okay? It's a little bit bright in here. Hello, hey, I'm just sharing this video to my group real quick, and then I'll be right there. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, let me just get this in. Tarots and Talk 3. Okay. All right, so for anybody new here, if you would like, just feel free to put in the comments to draw me a draw card for you, and I'll be more than happy to draw one for you, okay? All right, I don't think there's anybody here right now, so. Hey, what's up, Amanda? How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing pretty well. It's a little late tonight. I'm on a little bit later than usual this evening, but hey, we'll see what we got going on, so. As always, if you'd like a, card, I can draw one for you. I do mini readings as well. Sometimes I give away mini readings in my group. I also can set up private sessions if you guys are interested in doing something one-on-one. Just, feel free to reach out to me. So, anybody just coming in, feel free, ask me to draw a card for you, and I'll be more than happy to draw a card and see what the cards have to say for you this evening. Hey, Crystal, how's it going? Hey, Kristen, how's it going? All right, so just put it in the comments, and I'll draw a card for you, okay? But before I start drawing a card, I want to talk about, I have this new deck I got. It's a crystal oracle deck. So this completely goes hand in hand with crystals and everything that I've been, studying for the past 5 years. So these are very similar in the way the tarot card works, but it's a completely different style deck. So these are like angel cards or oracle cards or those kinds of things. So I'm hoping to do a reading with these, but I just literally bought them less than a month ago. So I haven't really had a long time to work with them, communicate with them. So that's going to come in time. Oh, look, my selenite wand, ready to go. All right, Amanda, I guess I'll draw a card for you then. We'll start off tonight, with a card for you. All right, let me kind of see. I haven't shuffled my cards yet today, so they haven't really talked to me either, but I'm going to kind of just channel and focus on what they want to say to you tonight, okay, Amanda? And anybody else, like I said, coming in, just put it in the comments. You want me to draw a card, and I'll draw one for you, okay? All right, so the card today for you, Amanda, is going to be the Six of Pentacles. This card is a very positive card. This is a card of abundance. So this is saying that things maybe are starting to look up or they're in motion. Definitely a positive card when you draw in terms of things like work, finances, security, family matters, those kinds of things. So in this respect, it's saying that you are truly blessed and definitely a positive card for today. So this is definitely good news for you. And I hope that helped or reflected on it. So yeah, the Six of Pentacles, 6 is a card of harmony and balance right off the bat. And that card comes up in readings when, a lot of times people ask me about jobs or finances, but can also be aspected next to another card. So if it's aspected around like the devil or a very strong negative card, I can deduce that there is a lot of negativities. So just drawing one card like that just is overall good fortune. But just so you guys, get an understanding of how the cards work and how they flow together. So. All right, Crystal, yeah, sure. I'll be more than happy to draw a card for you. All right, so for Crystal, let's see. Tonight, your card is going to be, you have the Seven of Wands. 7 is a card of humanitarian concerns, but this particular card represents that you've been feeling like maybe you've been up against a wall lately. This card represents having to stand up for your own ideas, your own self, or your own, it's your own battle. Pretty much maybe you feel as if the world's maybe coming at you or you're very stressed or overwhelmed. This card deduces that you have the inner strength inside of you to be able to overcome those obstacles and to really stand up and find your inner strength. So I hope that helped you reflect on maybe something that's going on. Please leave feedback for me in the comments, okay? Hi, Madeline. How you doing? Yeah, I'll be more than happy to draw a card for you, okay? All right, so let's see. For Madeline today, oh, we had a card that literally just popped itself out of the deck, all right? So when that happens, I tend to put emphasis on the card, okay? We emphasized another 7 this evening in our readings. The 7 of Wands represents things maybe not going as you anticipated. This is a card of maybe setbacks or things that are a little stressful. It can represent manipulation. It can also represent defeat, loss, and also theft. So this is a card of caution, but it also reminds us to kind of look around the situation and kind of reassess and kind of figure out, how we can better, go along the path that's the right path for us. Okay, so I do hope that that helps reflect on some of the problems or something that you've been thinking about lately. And please leave feedback in the comments, okay? You're very welcome, Crystal. And if anybody isn't in my group already, it's called Crystal Vibe with My Tribe. So feel free to join that on Facebook. I also have a website called crystalvibewithmytribe.com. I'm adding more content and videos to it. I'm trying to add it daily, but hey, life is just a little stressful sometimes, so. All right, so I see we have about 2 people. If anybody would like me to draw a card for them, please, put so in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to draw it for you. So, just a little history on me. I've been reading cards for about 5 years. This particular deck for 5. I have several decks that I collect. And it's really been an awesome tool for me to look inside myself and my spirituality. And it helps me to just kind of look at things that maybe I didn't see. Like sometimes when we're so in our problems and stuff, we can't see the bigger picture. And maybe having another person, point out those things to us helps us, with this realization that's like, hey, I can do this, or that makes a lot of sense. And we knew the answers all along. Yeah, I could do a 3 card for you if you'd like. I'm really not too busy right now. I'm looking for an opportunity to practice and meet new people. So, if anybody else, feel free to share this video with like-minded people. My goal is really to just kind of help people and to, kind of eliminate the stigma that goes behind tarot cards, because a lot of people are under the misconception that they're evil or they're not positive or they're just, that nobody has any idea what they're about, and yet they're judging them based on things that they already think they know. And what I can tell you is that they're really just a tool to help you look inside yourself. Okay, so for Madeline, I'm going to do a 3 card spread on you, okay? And this is probably one of the first times I'm doing a 3 spread live, so just please bear with me, okay? All right, so for Madeline, your 3 card spread. Okay, sometimes, all right, let's take a look. First card we drew is the 4 of Wands. The second card we drew was the 7 of Pentacles. And the third card we drew was the Lovers card, okay? So our most influential card here is going to be the Lovers, which represents our choices and forces. The 4 of Wands represents family, structure, stability. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that, overall things are really good. Though you have your 4 of Wands and you have the Lovers, representing very positive aspects of your personality, relationships, and those kinds of things. But there seems to be something missing with the 7 of Pentacles, because that card represents feeling unfulfilled. It's a card that says don't always put all eggs in one basket, So that kind of card is a little concerning for me there, but it's only got the power of a 7. But overall, these cards are saying that your home and family life and relationships are really good, but there's something that maybe you feel is missing from that. So I hope that makes sense. Please reflect on that and put that in the comments. 4 is a number of harmony, balance, stability, structure. 7 of Pentacles, that's a humanitarian concern. The Lovers is the 6 in the major arcana. One of the most positive cards you can draw on the deck, by the way, is the Lovers card. Tends to always signify relationships, family, unconditional love is what this card means. So, okay, so anybody else that's coming in for the first time, what I do is I usually just draw a card. We're doing 3 cards tonight, or whatever you'd like, just feel free to, post that stuff up in the comments. And if you have any questions about tarot cards, or you have any questions about crystals, essential oils, anything metaphysic, feel free to ask. This is an open discussion. I'm really here just trying to educate people about these things and kind of just helping people look inside of themselves and to find the things that they really, they need to better their lives. Well, Madeline, thank you so much. Please tell like-minded people about me because I'm really trying to get the word out there and really trying to get out there that, hey, these things are here to help people. So, and I'm going to have a whole bunch of things I'm working on. I'm working on different crystal kits right now, different products, and different things that are going to help people enhance their own spirituality. Hey, well, I always try to keep a positive spin on everything that I do when I read for people. And it really is important, I feel, for me to read for others because when I help people, it really helps me too. And that's the same thing with like my Reiki or my crystal sessions. A lot of people don't understand what energy work is. I myself am still learning everything that I can. Everything is just every day I learn something new about what I'm doing in myself and my spirituality. And a lot of people don't understand how much energy and work goes into things like crystal. I don't want crystal. What's the word I'm looking for? Crystal energy work is what I should call it. And when I work on a person, I also work on myself. So that in itself right there can be overwhelming because if I'm in a session with somebody who's, trying to let go of things like anger and frustration, I'm kind of channeling in that energy to help them do that. I myself have to agree that I also am going to let go of those types of things. So to kind of go through those emotions can be a little rough sometimes, but overall, letting go of the things that no longer serve me make way for more positive things in my life. So, hey Mike, how's it going? If you'd like a card, feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to draw one for you, okay? And I do a lot of stuff too. I do a lot with Young Living. So those are essential oils. And I use those really to charge and enhance my crystals, especially during my readings. There's a lot of physical properties that can help, alleviate some discomfort and help with mental and spiritual clarity. What's up, bud? Yeah, I'm trying, I'm trying to get the word out there, trying to, build some credibility to say, hey, this stuff is actually, pretty cool, I think a lot of times people don't understand me, and I think that the tarot cards just kind of make it a little bit more difficult to understand me. So I'm just trying to reach out to people that want to learn and want to be a part of this and want to better themselves. And it's really hard to find people who are open and willing to better their lives because we're always stuck in such negative crap all of the time that it's very difficult to take ourselves out of all of that and to take 10 minutes to sit down and say, hey, I'm going to relax myself today is like too much on our society. So, but, it's been very interesting. I see some more people are coming in. Feel free if you want a card, put it in the comments and I'll be more than happy to draw one for you. If you're interested in mini readings, you can always private message me and, we can set something up there too. All right, so I guess what we're going to do now is just kind of talk about the cards. That's usually what I do when people don't want readings or they're just kind of online to see what's up. A lot of people kind of just stop in. I know there's a lot of people I haven't talked to in a really long time since like elementary school and like middle school, like they stop in and stuff. So, hey, what's up, strangers? I haven't talked to you in like 10 years, but, feel free to draw a card, I don't mind because, like I said, we are all here and I'm just really just trying to practice and get the word out about this, so. Yeah, sure, Amanda. I'll draw you 3 cards. All right, let's see what the cards have to say about a 3-card draw on Amanda. Okay. All right, we had 1 card just drop itself out. So I think I drew this card for you before. This is the card of feeling very overwhelmed and stressed. It's the 9 of Wands, definitely a card of defeat and loss. It's saying that you've been going through this for some time. So, but it also reminds us to not give up because we have inner strength to overcome that. If we made it this far, we might as well keep on going. But I'm going to draw you 3 other cards to kind of see what's surrounding this. All right. So we have 3 cards for Amanda. Okay, so again, we drew this card again. They tend to repeat themselves. If I'm drawing for somebody and I reshuffle the deck, they usually come right back up. So we drew your abundance card, okay, for the 6 of Pentacles. we drew the the Two of Pentacles, and we also drew the Seven of Pentacles. So right off the bat, that I can tell that a lot of your stress from the Nine of Wands is coming from something that's probably work, money, or finance related. Okay. Now, what it's saying is that the abundance of money or the abundance that you have, there seems to be an imbalance or something about that. The two is a representation of harmony and balance. And, you know, for the most part, like I said, it looks pretty good, but we drew the Seven of Pentacles, which I drew in the other reading as well, which represents feelings of unfulfilled success. So I would deduce from this that maybe you should take a look at your career choices, or, you know, the things that you're doing in your life that are maybe, you know, making you feel that way and unfulfilled, you know, and kind of evaluate where it is that you've been and where you want to go, and figure out, you know, the steps that you need to do in order to get to where you need to be. Because if we keep going on the same path and nothing changes, then nothing is ever going to change. It takes really great inner strength to change ourselves and our situation, but it's not impossible, and that's what these cards remind us about. Okay? So I hope I helped, and I hope I helped you reflect, and please comment about the reading in the comments, okay? All right. Would anybody else like one card or three cards, or have any questions? We've been online for about 15 minutes now, so I might share the group to a few other places to grab some, you know, other people so I can practice. Let me take a look real quick. And like I said, well, you're welcome, Amanda. Like I said, you know, I've been working with these cards for quite some time now, so I really just want to help people, and you know, I really hope that you find the inner peace that you're looking for, you know. So, and I know it's inside. All right, I'm sorry if I'm just kind of drifting away real quick. I'm just going to share to a group real quick. Okay. Okay, all right, so we see, okay, oops. All right, I messed up on that one. Sorry about that. Okay, Mike, I'm going to draw a card for you then, okay, bud? All right, let's see what they have to say about you or your life, or what message they want to tell you tonight, okay? No, I'm just kidding. All right, I'll take a card. I'll take a card for Mike. Let's see what your card is. All right, we drew the Chariot, okay? Now, the Chariot is the path card. This card tends to come up when there has to be some choice that has to be made. So, for example, you see the two, I would say, like, the things that are carrying the Chariot right there, they represent going in two different directions. This is a Choices and Forces card. That's also in addition to the Lovers. This also represents a card that means that you've been triumphant without, excuse me, you have been triumphant not without a struggle to get there. It's also a strong card of victory and success as well. This is also of the Major Arcana, so this is going to be talking about something more that's not maybe necessarily our day-to-day, but maybe a bigger or larger decision about life. So I hope it helped you reflect. If you'd like me to draw 3 cards, you know, I'll be more than happy to do that. It helps us reflect a little bit more on what these cards are trying to say. So, hey, what's up, Megan? How you doing? All right, yeah, I could draw a card for you. Hope everything is well with everybody who's tuning in tonight, seeing what's going on, you know. Just doing some readings. What's up, Jelani? How you doing? Just doing some tarot card readings. All right, Mike, you know, those are what the cards are, you know, they wanted me to tell you that. So, I mean, like I said, if you would like me to, you know, go further into that, I'd like to do that. I'm sorry, another card just kind of threw out. Sometimes they throw stuff at me, but I'm just going to keep going right now. So, nope, there we go again. All right. Okay, so Megan, we're going to draw a card for you, okay? All right, so for Megan Rizzo. All right, we drew the nine of wands. This one tends, you know, we just actually drew this one, so there's been a lot of stress and frustration that's going on today. The cards, like I said, I've been reshuffling them as I go through. So this card is pretty much saying that you also have been feeling very overwhelmed and very stressed and very full of defeat. This card represents, you know, feeling this way for some time now. It also represents that we also have great inner strength inside of ourselves to overcome whatever is bothering us. And what I think I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to just kind of put those cards aside, because we keep drawing the same cards in our readings. So like I said, they like to channel with the same cards over and over if I keep using them, but we're moving on to different people. So, if you want, I could draw another card about you, or if you've been feeling that way, then, the cards, they talk to people in different ways. So, hey, what's up, Sherry? How you doing? If you'd like a card, please feel free to let me know. And if Megan, if you want, I can draw 3 for you if you'd like. I'd like to kind of go a little bit further on that. So if you want to do that, just put that in the comments. I don't want to do it without you if you don't want to keep doing it. So, so does anybody else here like read tarot cards, or are into that kind of thing? Or okay, all right, Megan, let me draw 3 cards for you. Okay. Okay. All right, so the first major arcana card was the Hierophant. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This particular card is not one of my favorite cards to draw in the deck. It represents control and order, but I always have trouble reading this card. It also represents large institutions or organizations. And what this is saying here is that you have an abundance of something new coming into your life. So I'm not quite sure if maybe it's a job or something, or a university or a school. Sorry about that. So, I'm sorry, I got thrown off by that, so I do apologize. But I can definitely see right off the bat that there is definitely something new. The 3 of Cups is a card of abundance, which tends to always appear when something, a celebration, a marriage, something like that to come up. The Ace of Wands, always, always, always when some new beginning is happening. So I can deduce that you have something new, and with the Hierophant, I would say that it was something with a large institution, something with maybe marriage, or something very traditional. So that's just kind of what the card says. I'm sorry about the interruption, but please feel free to comment or reflect on that in the comments. I wish it was quiet all the time, but it doesn't happen that way. I got lots of pets and fur babies and all that stuff, so I just kind of squeeze in my spirituality wherever I can, so. All right, let me see if I can share this real quick. All right, so we can share. Okay, all right, so sorry about that. Okay, so, all right, I'm back real quick. Is there anybody here that wants me to draw a card or a new card or more cards or talk about more stuff? How's it going, Caesar? If you'd like a card, feel free to put so in the comments and I'll draw a card for you, okay? Thanks, Madeline. Yeah, I really like the group, the Pocono Housewives group. I definitely needed a new group like that in the area, something that was very empowering, especially for women. I feel a lot of times, the people in this area, they just kind of, rip people down a lot. I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of partaking in some of the negativity, but I've definitely found that it's very, very difficult to separate from. So I'm so glad that there's a group of people out there that feel the same kind of way, and it's just really brought a really cool vibe to the Pocono area. So, hey Susan, how's it going? For anybody coming in, if you would like a card drawn, just please feel free to put them in the comments. I don't draw without people's permission. I don't do anything like that. And I always try to keep a positive note. So we're here and we're practicing, in good faith and in love and light and unconditional love. And that's the best thing you could do, is just put out unconditional love, because then you're going to attract better energy and we're going to get the healing that, everybody kind of needs today. So if you're here for a reason. These cards probably want to tell you a message. It's just up to you to decide whether or not that you want to receive. Okay? All right, and please, I had some problems with my comments yesterday, so if they're not showing up, please just private message me. I have my other laptop going. I actually could probably open it up and make sure it's going. It's up to you to decide whether or not that you want to receive. Let me turn off my volume. All right, and please, I had some problems. Okay. Okay. All right, okay, so Caesar, would you like a card to be drawn? I'm seeing yes, okay? Inspiration. It could be. Like I said, you know, that Hierophant always gives me problems when I read. They have different, you know, meanings depending on their cognition. But like I said, what I can tell you is that I do see a lot of new beginnings for you. Okay? And I hope that helped. All right, so for Caesar, Caesar Santiago. All right, let me draw a card for you, okay? This is the Eight of Pentacles. This is your card of work. So without going into too much without other cards, it's hard to say. But what I can tell you is that this card represents rejuvenation, regeneration in terms of work. This card will always come up if I'm talking about somebody's job or there's new employment or a new skill or trade that's going to be learned. So other than that, I don't really have much to go on. It's possible new work, new employment, but without reading the other cards, I'm not too sure. If you want, I can draw a few more cards for you and see what they have to say about that. If not, well, then I wish you a great day, okay? Just put it in the comments if you'd like me to draw some more. Okay, all right, let me draw 3 cards for you then, okay? Hey, Cher, how's it going? We're just doing some readings right now. If you'd like a few cards to be drawn, you know, just put your name in the comments. Let me know, okay? So we got 3 cards for Caesar, okay? All right, let's take a look. Okay, Caesar, we drew 3 cards for you, okay? The first card we drew was the Five of Cups. We drew the Knight of Swords. And we also drew the Page of Wands, okay? All right. The Five of Cups isn't the most positive card to draw on the deck. This card is a card of extreme sadness. It represents feelings of disappointment, unfulfillment. Although you see in the back that, I mean in the front that these cards are knocked over, you have cups in the background that signify that there are things in play in the background that are working in your favor. So that's definitely something to consider with this. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that it looks like this was news of some sort that you got because you drew 2 messenger cards. You drew the Knight of Swords and you drew the Page of Swords, which represents that maybe something happened in terms of news. This knight right here, okay, tends to come when there's a very situation of chaos. So maybe this news came, you know, very suddenly, very abruptly, and it caused you to be, you know, a little shocked or in turmoil. All right. Now, the Page of Cups represents kind of the same thing. This represents bad, sad, delayed news as well. This can also represent a person, somebody who's maybe, you know, a little pious, you know, somebody who is, you know, for the law, the military, you know, kind of like the uppity kind of person. But, you know, can represent somebody who's a Libra, somebody who's got brown hair, maybe brown eyes, those kinds of things. So that's pretty much what the cards are saying, and the fact that we drew the Eight of Pentacles for your first is maybe saying that some of this stuff is around work. I can't really confirm that based on the 3 cards, but that's just kind of what they had told me. So, you know, I do hope that this helped you reflect on some things, and, you know, please comment about the reading in the comments, okay? All right, so Cher, I believe you're up next, okay, for a reading, and anybody, I see Steve has joined and Lourdes has joined, okay? You know, if you guys would like a reading, you know, please put some comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to read some cards for you, okay? All right, so for Cher, okay, let's see what kind of cards. Actually, before I do Cher's, I'm going to actually burn some sage because we have been going for about 30 minutes now, and it's just very important to kind of clear out some negative energy that might be lingering around because in life we can't ever seem to escape negative energy, negative people, and negative all crap is everywhere all the time. So it's very important, especially in what we do, because me, I attach energy like a sponge, okay? So I got to clear that crap out. And by the way, just give a quick plug to my friend at Charlie Jade. I absolutely love the sage that I buy from them. It's white sage, and it's also like some New Mexican channeling sage, which is really cool, and has really enhanced the quality of my readings immensely. So if you're interested, check out Charlie Jade, okay, guys? All right, so now that we saged up the area a little bit, got some, you know, more positive vibes in, okay? Hey. All right, Cher, let's get some cards drawn for you, okay? Okay, all right, Cher. The first card we drew was the Queen of Wands. The second card we drew was the Knight of Pentacles. And the third card we drew was the Sun, okay? Now, our most influential card in this spread is the Sun because it's from the Major Arcana, one of the most powerful and strong cards that you can draw on the deck. It's very, very positive. It means very good fortune and goodness. You know, overall, the Sun, when you think about it, you go outside, you know, it recharges our batteries as people, and it just always feels good to be out in the sun. Now, this card, all right, signifies that you are a type of person who likes to work, okay? If you have kids, you're the type of mom who's like taking them to school, then soccer practice, dance, and just running around all the time. You're very independent, you're a very strong woman, and very passionate, okay? This card represents the Knight of Pentacles. It can represent a person, event, or thing. In this case, I believe it's a message. And this tends to be a card that's about money or finances or perhaps work. And essentially what this deck is saying is that you can expect some positive news that comes to you shortly. It probably does mean something in terms of money or financial reward, or it could be a job or something like that. But I definitely see something very positive for you in terms of that area. Either has happened or will happen very shortly. Okay? So I do hope that I have reflected on that a lot for you. And Sherry, you know, yeah, definitely, you know, with the springtime coming and everything, I'm going to be doing a lot more traveling. I'm really trying to get my own place so I can work at it. But unfortunately, the rent is just so expensive up here. And, you know, I love doing this, but I really don't know if it's financially feasible to go and invest all this money into a business with first month last and all this stuff. But I would love to do parties. I'm going to be doing an event at the 15th to promote my crystals and, you know, tarot cards. That's going to be at the Stroudsburg Firehouse, and I believe it's from 10 to 5. You know, if you guys want it, you guys can come down. You guys can meet me in person. You know, we can talk. I'm going to have a display set up with crystals there, so, you know, you can pick a crystal and we can discuss, you know, what that crystal means to you and everything. So, you know, that would be great, you know. All right, so let's see. Does anybody else want a reading? I don't know if anybody, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I see Lords commented, "Hey, what's up? I hope you're still here. If not, well, that's great too. So, let me know if anybody would like me to draw some cards for them." But really, what I'm trying to focus on right now is just to kind of get the word out about, you know, what I do and who I am. You know, for the past, you know, couple months, I've really been feeling really down about myself, and it's been really manifesting itself into, you know, memes and fighting with people on Facebook, which is never healthy. So I've really tried to channel my emotions into something that's a little bit more positive, not only for me, but because my energy amplifies, that it'll be more positive for other people as well. So, okay. All right, so I guess I'm just going to kind of wait. You know, hopefully some more people show up who want cards. But you know what? If people aren't ready to receive the message, that's fine. You know, I totally respect that and dig that. I'm not going to push my will on anybody else. But if you clicked on the link and you're here and you've been watching, chances are that there's a message waiting for you as well. Okay? So weird watching myself on the monitor. It's like, oh my god. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to draw a card and we're just going to talk about it then. Let's see. I'm just going to pick a random one. I think we already talked about the Seven of Swords today. But if you've been following this from the beginning, then you totally have seen repeat cards come up in our session tonight. The Chariot, that was another one that we drew. And I'm drawing these completely at random. Six of Wands, this is one we didn't talk about tonight, but this one comes up when there's a lot of success and triumph, you know. If something somebody's been working on for a real long time, you know, it finally pays off. That's what this card essentially means. Six is a card of harmony and balance, and Swords is an action card. So, you know, it definitely represents actions and things that we've done to get to where we are at with that success. Nine of Cups. This is also a very good card to draw. Okay, this is a card of abundance. Simple card by itself is good fortune. If it's suspected with other cards, then it can influence the abundance of either positive or negative, depending on that. Okay, Megan Rizzo. I think I see. All right, I see that my comments aren't working on mine anymore, so I'm looking at my others. Oh, I see Lords. I see a party at my spot. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing all these messages now. So let me read through them real quick, okay? We have Megan Rizzo. I can draw 3 cards for you, okay? Give me one moment to catch up. Lords, I'll draw some for you too. Okay. All right. So then, Lords, are you still here? And Megan, are you still here? No, I don't want to do my driver tool belt right now. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why it cuts off my comments. Like, it's like right in the middle of this and it just stops. Okay. All right. So I see Megan's still here. Lords, if you're here too, I'll be more than happy to draw for you too. Just let me know, okay? All right. So you want me to draw for your husband, correct? His name is Christopher. Okay, yeah. I'll try my best. You know, if he asked and we're here right now asking, you know, it doesn't hurt. So okay. So for your husband, or yes, okay, Megan, Rizzo, and Christopher. Okay, all right. So in this spread, what we drew is we drew 2 major arcanas, which is the Empress and Judgment. Okay, and for our third card in the minor arcana was the Ten of Swords. All right. So for the first part, the Empress is a card of harmony and balance. All right, it's a very positive card. It represents birth. It represents womanhood. You know, compassion, fertility, those kinds of things. The Judgment card essentially means reap as you shall sow. There's not really too much to it. So it just, you know, if I was to read this, I would think that it's definitely saying that, you know, you're very positive, very giving, very loving, but because you do those kinds of things that you're very overwhelmed all the time with the Ten of Swords. This card is a card that represents, you know, complete feelings of tired, being overwhelmed, you know, just frustrated and all of those good things. Well, not good things, but essentially is a card that makes you feel very tired. But the 10 is a card of a completion of a cycle. So it represents that, you know, maybe you're kind of, you know, through this stage or going through the stage or at the very ending of going through something that is very overwhelming towards you. This card gives hope that there is new positive things on the horizon. But like I said, these 2 things are going to be your major influencers, which were really, really good positive cards to draw on the deck. Okay? So I do hope that helped. Okay, Megan. All right. So if you can, please comment about the reading. And if you guys aren't in my group already, it's called Crystal Vibe with my tribe, where I put up all kinds of information about tarot cards, crystals, metaphysics, those kinds of things. Okay. All right, Lords. I'm gonna draw some cards for you. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. There's a little puppy, always barking at everything. I'll wait till she calms down. Something must be going on upstairs, so I always consider it distractions, you know, with the, you know, when sometimes when I read for people, there'll be like distractions because the person's not ready or, you know, things don't want to go so smooth. It happens. All right, so let me read some cards for Lords, okay? And I am pronouncing your name correctly, right? If I'm not, please let me know, okay? I'm very sorry. All right, we had a card shoot itself at us, okay? First off, Lords, this is the Eight of Cups. This is a card that represents feelings of sadness and disappointment. It's a card that reminds us that although things end, it creates new beginnings. This one is pretty much saying that, you know, you might be feeling feelings of abandonment, loneliness, but it definitely signifies that something old is ending and something new is coming. Because even though we have cups and everything that may be feelings of disappointment or sadness, we still have some that are still up and working in place, you know, to help us move forward on our journey. Okay, so that's the one that shot itself out at me, which I usually take as the deck saying, hey, this is the most important one you got to tell this person. Okay, so I'm going to also draw 3 cards to kind of reflect a little bit more on possibly why this card is like that. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's draw 3 cards for you. Okay. All right, so the 3 cards that we drew, okay, we drew the Magician. We also drew the Star. And we also drew the Nine of Pentacles, okay? All right, so I'm going to go over which each card means individually and then all together. Okay? The Magician usually always comes up when somebody is feeling manipulated or deceived, or things aren't as they appear, as magicians are. You know, they tend to fool our senses and to, you know, essentially manipulate us into believing things that necessarily aren't true. The Star is our hope card. This card tends to come up when a lot of healing it has to be done, or somebody has been very hurt by something. It represents that there's more fish in the sea, and that there are ways to overcome those feelings of maybe sadness or disappointment. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, it always represents a person, typically a woman, but it represents somebody who's very strong and independent, somebody who likes nice things, you know, very, you know, dresses themselves up, you know, likes how they present themselves, you know, very financially stable, the kind that doesn't need a man, okay? But what this is saying is that you are feeling very upset, or, you know, you need a lot of healing because, like, you know, essentially you've been very hurt. And like I said, possibly by somebody not being honest or somebody being deceptive to you. But that card represents that, you know, like I said, it's a very calm and gentle healing card. It shows that, you know, healing has been done or needs to be done or in the process of being done. So if I was to interpret that, I would say that, you know, you are worthy of healing and you are worthy of, you know, letting go of things that no longer serve you. Okay? So I do hope that I helped, and I hope that you, you know, got some reflection on maybe why you're feeling that way. And please feel free to comment below in the comments, okay? Okay, all right, so I'm looking at, I see, okay, Todd, are you still here? I'm going to draw a card for you, okay, Todd? Let's see if we draw a different card for you this time, because I know the last couple times I've been drawing cards for you, we've been drawing the same one. All right, so we drew this one that jumped itself out at me. So, like I said, I can't ignore the cards that jump out when I'm reading people. This is a card of conflict, okay? It represents fighting, squabbles, petty squabbles. 5 is definitely a number of regeneration and rejuvenation. And, like I said, always comes up when there's some sort of conflict or fight. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to draw 3 more cards to help you reflect on that card, okay? And you're welcome, Lords. I hope it helped. Okay. And if you guys want, you know, a lot of times people, you know, just to share helps. You know, getting the word out there and kind of just letting people know about me. You know, I'm just kind of just trying to help people and just trying to get myself out there right now. So everything helps. Okay. All right. So I'm going to draw a card for you. I'm going to draw 3 cards for you, Todd. Okay. All right. So let's see what cards we got for Todd today. Okay, all right. All right, so we were talking before about conflict, okay? All right, so the cards that we drew the 10 of Pentacles, okay? We drew the Ace of Cups, and we also draw the Ace of Pentacles. So, Todd, I can deduce right away that there is something new coming into your life that has to do with money or finances or something similar, because we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a card of abundance, inheritance, wealth, money, you know, materialistic accumulation. And we drew 2 aces, which right off the bat tells me that there's something new. Ace of Cups represents something as a new birth or something more on an emotional level, and not necessarily a childbirth, but a new idea, a new concept, those kinds of things. Ace of Pentacles tends to always come up when it represents something to do with money, a job, you know, finances, those kinds of things. So if you were feeling, we drew the conflict card for you, maybe those are some of the things that you're feeling very conflicted about, you know, possibly, you know, finances or money, or, you know, something new that had happened in a relationship, or something with a new relationship, or those kinds of things. So I would definitely recommend, you know, reflecting on maybe some of the things that are keeping you blocked, and also possibly, you know that there are new beginnings that are available to you as well. Okay? All right, so I hope that helps you reflect and understand, and you know, please comment about the reading in the comments, okay? All right. Yep. All right, Vincent, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, how's everything going, bud? I hope everything's going well with you. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to draw 1 card, and if you want me to go further on the reading, you know, feel free to just comment below, and I'll do a 3 card spread for you, okay? Okay. Hey, Betty, how you doing? Okay, so for Vincent, Vincent, we drew a very strong card for you. We drew a strength card, okay? Essentially, this card means exactly what the title is. It's strength. It represents inner wisdom, inner strength, just to know that we have the tools inside of ourselves to overcome any problem that comes our way. So this is a very great card to draw, one of the most positive cards you can draw in the deck, okay? Definitely good luck and good fortune to you. And if you're still here, I'm going to shuffle a little bit. Let me know if you'd like me to draw 3 cards, okay? Okay, all right, cool. All right, Todd, well, I really do wish you the best because, like I said, those 2 aces right there definitely represent that something new is coming into your life. The 10 also represents that it's definitely going to be something of money and good fortune, you know, definitely in those financial kinds of situations, okay? So for Vincent, okay, we were talking about your inner strength, okay? So we're going to draw 3 cards and see what the cards have to say. Okay, all right, so the cards that we drew the 2 of Swords, we drew the Queen of Swords, and we also drew the 2 of Cups, okay? Right off the bat, I can tell that you've been very conflicted about something in your relationship or a relationship with somebody else. The 2 of Swords right off the bat tells me that you're in a deadlock decision. That necessarily means that both options could look good or both options could look bad, but the fact of the matter is that you can't seem to make a decision about which direction to go to. And it's a stalemate, it's a crossmate, and all that stuff like that. But if you don't make a decision, it's still a decision in the eyes of the universe, okay? Now, this card can represent either you or, you know, a partner or somebody else or the person that we're talking about with the decision. All right, so it's difficult to read court cards sometimes. They tend to always be for the person that I'm reading for, but they can also represent a significant other or a family member or other relevant person. Now, the reason why I said relationship was because we drew the 2 of Cups. Now, Cups always tend to represent emotion, and this card right here is a card of reconciliation, relationships, you know, bonds between people, and unconditional love. So that, if I was to guess what those cards were saying, that is kind of the message that they have for you, is that you need to kind of like think about this decision, and you know, you got to make the decision or the universe is going to kind of make it for you. So, all right, and I hope it helped, and I hope it, you know, it reflected a little bit on your inner strength, okay? Let's take a look, see, Todd. Hey, Betty, if you want me to draw some cards for you, let me know, okay? Sure. Jessica, yeah, I can draw one for you. I think my dog is barking. That's Big Woofy upstairs. Okay, all right, so I'm going to draw 3 cards for Jessica Tanner, okay? Okay. Okay, so we drew some interesting cards today. Okay, all right. And the cards we drew were, we drew the Death card, we drew the 5 of Pentacles, and we also drew the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, all right. Now, a lot of times people get nervous when we draw the Death card. And now death doesn't mean actual physical death, but it represents things like change, transformation, growth. Every beginning has a new beginning, and every end has a beginning, those types of things. And now what this is saying is that you've been feeling a little down, perhaps. You know, you've been going through some struggles, maybe financially, or, you know, just with terms of career or school, or, you know, just not where you really want to be. And this is saying that you've been in this cycle for a little bit now, you know. But it also reminds us that maybe you've been at the end of this cycle and that you are going to change and transform through this card right here. So this card is, you know, pretty much saying that change is on the horizon. There's 2 big cards right here that are signifying that there is going to be change in your life. And because we drew the Pentacles, I can deduce that it will have to do with finances, a job, a career, or something like that. So I do hope that I have reflected, you know, and helped you reflect on that. And please comment below. And, you know, and if you guys want to, you know, have a small payment, not monetary, you know, feel free to share the video. Everything helps, you know, getting the word out about these services that I do and how these cards have, you know, essentially, you know, I've been helping people. And I'm really just trying to get the word out and trying to, you know, establish this as, you know, a credible thing. And I hope that, you know, you guys are, you know, I can see you guys appreciate what I do. You know, a lot of you guys come through when I go live all the time, and that's great, you know, so. All right. And you're welcome, Vincent. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you right away. I have to actually look over at the other screen to see the comments because I can't, for some reason, it shut off on my one laptop. So, but we're lucky we even have this video right now, so we'll be grateful for that. Okay, so for the people that are still on, you know, would anybody like, you know, a reading? I'm probably going to stay on for a few more moments. You know, I think we had a really great crowd tonight. We had a really great reading and session, you know, despite some of the setbacks with, you know, little, you know, my puppies and everything like that, but they're my fur babies. Oh, Betty, I'm sorry. Did I forget about you? I do apologize. I've, like I said, once I get distracted, it's a little hard to get me back sometimes. That's why I really like to focus, and I can't wait till I get my own space and everything where I can just really work and really just kind of focus on what I want to do. So, okay, and I did pick up the cards and reshuffled all of them back together, so we're probably going to draw some repeat cards, so I do apologize about that. Okay, but Betty, all right, let's see. I'm just going to start off and do a 3-card spread because that's really been kind of the vibe tonight is a 3-card spread, okay? All right, so for Betty, what cards do we want to draw for you? Okay, so again, we drew some of these cards, so if you were here earlier, please just kind of bear with me, okay? The cards we drew here were the Queen of Swords, we drew the 9 of Pentacles, and we also do the 8 of Cups, okay? So right off the bat, I can deduce that you've been feeling, you know, things of sadness, disappointment, abandonment. We just actually read this for somebody else not too long ago with the 9 of Pentacles as well, which represents a woman who's independent and strong, somebody who's financially stable. It tends to represent you or somebody around you. Now, the Queen of Swords is a queen who has very sharp tongues. It tends to be somebody who's independent also and stands up for their beliefs. So, which is why I believe hand in hand that these cards are both representations of you. So, like I said, talking about the 8 of Cups, going back to this card, that this card is the card of sadness and disappointment, and it represents, you know, regeneration. 8 is a very strong number in a tarot card deck. This represents things that are saying that one way of life is ending and a new way of life is beginning. That you still have, you know, a lot of factors in and at play that are going to help you get through whatever struggle you're going through right now. Okay, so I hope I helped provide you some insight on that. All right, and with that being said, we've been going for about an hour now, so if anybody is still out there, I think there's one person out there, I thank you for joining me this evening. I'm going to draw 3 cards to kind of end this, and then we can just kind of go from there. I'm going to interpret and, you know, kind of just stop it there, okay? Okay, all right, so we drew the Hanging Man, we drew the Ace of Pentacles, and we drew the 10 of Pentacles, okay? All right, so we have a cycle here. We have a beginning, and we also have an end, okay? Now, the Hanging Man represents putting ourselves in self-sacrificing positions, okay? These positions are voluntary, all right? They also can mean that life is in a period of suspension. And being that it's talking about a cycle here, it can just, you know, generally just be talking about life being a constant battle of up and down and all around. A constant battle and a constant up, down, good and bad. So with that note, I think I'm just going to kind of leave it there. This is the most influential in the deck, but it reminds us that we put ourselves in these positions, and that a lot of times that the things that we're struggling and the things that we feel, that really ultimately we are the ones that have to change them. So. All right, well, I thank everybody who joined me this evening, okay? This is going to be on my website, www.crystalvibewithmytribe.com, and I wish you all a good night, okay? This is Amy signing off now, guys. Until next time.